What's up, everybody? Here to talk about today's episode of Beyond the Gates, and I'm going to give a warning right off jump that today is going to be a very negative review of this show. I did not enjoy today's episode, not even slightly. And sometimes when I have a negative review, people get in the comments like, why do you still watch the show if you don't feel like this? Well, because sometimes the show is good. And I like some characters sometimes. And I want the show to succeed. But episodes like today, after some plot-driven stories yesterday to get us to where we are today with the Kat, Tomas, and Eva stuff, episodes like today really piss me off with the writing on this show. I don't know whose idea it was to make Eva and Kat's rivalry, which was already good to start the show, around a character as boring as Tomas. Why are these two becoming such pathetic characters over a mannequin like Tomas? I had to rant about this months ago, and I knew we were going to get here. I called this months ago because the actor that plays Tomas is so bad, and there's no chemistry with Tomas and Kat, and barely a spark with Tomas and Eva. Pushing this storyline forward, pushing this triangle forward was going to do nothing but assassinate the characters of Kat and Eva. And now, with Kat's already been getting on my nerves for months now because it's just overkill with how much Eva is always in her head. Eva really does live in Kat's head rent-free. Like, Eva did not need a hotel room. Eva did not need her mother to give her the apartment back because she already lives in Kat's mind 24/7. So that's already been annoying and making Kat pathetic more and more each month. Today, Eva is the one looking pathetic. Well, they both look pathetic today. I think that's a problem. Both Kat and Eva look super pathetic today, fighting over Tomas. So today, Tomas used Eva to make sure he was good in bed, to prove it that he's not the problem, that Kat's the problem. And while I like some of Eva giving it to Tomas, the problem is I feel like the show actually thought they were killing it today. And I feel like some people will enjoy today's episode because they already enjoy plot-driven soap opera storylines. These are the same people that probably still try and sit through The Awful, Bold, and the Beautiful. But with today's story, I think the show really thought they killed it by already trying to make Eva just like her mom. But, we already have her mom on the show. Leslie's already still a character on the show. And Leslie has not really learned any lessons yet. So why are we already 7 months into the soap opera trying to make Eva exactly like her mother? Was today a lesson to be learned and Eva's going to do another 180 and turn back around? Because for months she was trying to tell her mom she's doing everything wrong, trying to calm her mom down, and then she did a 180 where suddenly she feels sorry for her mom again. She's trying to help her mom out. Was today a lesson to make Eva do another 180? Can we pick a lane for Eva? Where are we going with Eva? Because she started as one of my favorite characters, and while she's still a character I enjoy, especially compared to several others on the show, today was not a very good episode for Eva. She comes out looking very pathetic over Tomas and looking way too much like her mom, and I think the show really jumped the gun there. I could see this for a storyline for Eva in the future. But why are we already doing this when Leslie is still the same character she's always been on the show? We don't need two Leslies on the show. So I don't know if the show was trying to teach Eva a lesson to not be like her mom, but even though she fell for the same trick as her mom with Ted and Tomas, who just used her, I don't know. But if it's going to lead to Eva just continuing to be like her mom to try and get Tomas away from Kat, it's terrible. It's terrible for the character of Eva. And it's already looking terrible for the character of Kat, who today basically admitted to Chelsea that even though she just walked in on Tomas and her half-sister sleeping together, she still loves Tomas and she still wants to be with Tomas. And Chelsea's like, what are you talking about? Why are you being so illogical? You don't even like having sex with Tomas. Basically, Chelsea said Tomas ain't shit. And Kat said, well, I still want him. And then finally admitted, well, I want him because Eva's never going to beat me. Pathetic. Some of the most pathetic words I've ever heard on a soap opera from a woman character on one of these soap operas. It's crazy for a show that writes men so weak and wants to champion the women characters, having two of their best young characters in a storyline fighting over someone so aggressively boring like Tomas really hurts those two characters. And they're two of the best actresses on the show, too. And you're wasting them in a shit triangle with a shit character like Tomas. Make it make sense. I'm sick of this show's mistakes when it comes to writing. The writer, Michelle Valjean, was trying to defend her writing over the weekend when a lot of us were calling out, how in the hell does Leslie have all of this money when she just got one check? And she tried to defend herself on social media. And it came across as someone trying to make us all asking questions like we were dumb, when no, the writing is dumb. Her trying to double down on Leslie having all this money. Yeah, I get it, to soap opera, suspend disbelief. But she tried to come up with an excuse that the audience is dumb for not understanding. No, sorry, the writing is dumb that Leslie has all this money for no reason. Like it seems like she has as much money as Anita when the money is coming from Anita. It's overkill. It's overkill. And some of these writing mistakes need to be called out. But the biggest writing mistake of all is going to be the character assassinations of Kat and Eva, the most viable young characters on the show in a genre that was needing some viable young characters, and you're already ruining them. Just very stupid. So yeah, that pissed me off, clearly. I don't even know where the characters of Kat and Eva go from here, but I think where they're going is to look even more pathetic over fucking Mr. Roboto, okay? Ugh. Nothing else today was good either. Sorry. June wanting to learn how to flirt from Naomi and Jacob because she's into Ted. Don't know how I feel about the June and Ted stuff yet. Whatever. Smitty and Martin talking in circles. It's another problem this show has with the writing sometimes. We saw this with the Articulate story. One week, Anita's trying to get along with the group. The next week, they're fighting again. Are they going to have the concert? Aren't they going to have the concert? It reminds me of pro wrestling, which they call 50-50 booking, where someone wins a match one week, the next week that person that they beats them, so that both people still don't look too weak. I feel like that's what they're doing with some of these storylines. First, Smitty doesn't want Martin back, but they sleep together. Now Martin doesn't want to come back because he wants to make sure that Smitty really wants him there to be his whole self. It's just kind of a waste of time. It's a very lousy way of a soap opera storyline treading water. That's what I feel like happened today between Martin and Smitty. They're treading water because they don't want Smitty and Martin to live together too soon. So this is their way of treading water. Something else annoyed me today. Oh, of course, Vanessa and Grandpa Gangster Joey. It's hard for me, and I knew this was going to happen. I called this last week. The aftermath of this story is very hard for me because how am I supposed to give a shit about Vanessa's feelings when she didn't give a shit about Doug, her husband, since the show began? Vanessa sleeping with everyone on the show practically for the first few months. Any random character, Vanessa was sleeping with them. Then she falls for Joey. She certainly had way more love scenes with everyone except for her husband on the show. But now we're supposed to really give a shit that Vanessa is sad over Doug's death and that she really, really wants to find out what happened. But we know it's a soap opera. And we know she isn't going to find out anytime soon. So we have to watch Grandpa Gangster Joey really manipulate her and act like he's going to take care of her for now. And I know her kids are coming later this week, and I hope I enjoy those scenes because I need something to enjoy after today's episode. So yeah, they got on my nerves too, but I already knew the aftermath of this story was going to get on my nerves. Then we have Nicole and Carlton, which we barely get scenes between them. But apparently Nicole is actually trying to move on with Carlton because they kissed today. Ted's seen that, upset, even though Ted doesn't have any leg to stand on. Seems like they're pushing Ted into June's orbit, but it's going to be... I don't even care about the character of June yet, so how am I supposed to care about a June and Ted coupling? Let me take a breather. Sorry for those of you that actually enjoyed today's episode, but it couldn't be me. I don't know why it annoyed me so much, but But I think I do. It's because I called this a few months ago. Putting Kat and Eva in this storyline in a rivalry that was already good, but now is revolving around a man and a character that sucks because there's no charisma. And I just don't buy that Kat is going to really want to be with Tomas even though they don't have no chemistry, especially when they don't have good sex. And so the character of Kat just truly now all revolves around Eva. Like, the character just wants Tomas to be Eva, but I don't even know how we got here. I don't even know how Kat's obsession with Eva got to this point. It's ridiculous. I get that Eva ruined her mother's life and her parents' marriage, but how does it come to now Kat wants to defeat Eva by making sure Thomas stays hers? Pathetic writing for two young women. It's very bad writing for two young women. Anyway, we'll see what happens the rest of the week. Today clearly pissed me off, though. So we'll see where we go from here. I need Danny and Bill pronto. I need something to happen with those two because I need something good this week because we're off to a bad start.